Hi, third grade. Today we're going to be working on our cut paper collage for our cultural foods or a meal. So here's my example. I did sauerkraut, which is the green stuff, and some sausage, which is the brown stuff. And then I was doing a Black Forest cherry cake, which you can see here are my cherries. And then these little guys here are representing the shavings of chocolate that go on top of the cake. So how did I make this? Well, we're going to all start with a long skinny piece of paper, and then we're going to have our other papers. Now, some of this stuff I got out of the scrap box, like this piece, and this piece was even in the scrap box, even though it only had a couple cuts in it. The other stuff you might not find big enough, so I had to go use regular paper. So step one for me, I'm going to cut out my sauerkraut, and that's like a shaved cabbage. So when I'm cutting this out, I'm going to be cutting long, skinny pieces out for the sauerkraut. And it is a greenish color. It's more of a yellow green than this, even though this is a yellowish green too. But it's a little different, and that's okay. This is the closest paper we had. I'm also going to be wanting to focus on positive and negative spaces, showing both of them. So here's a positive shape right here that I cut out of the paper. This is a negative space in here. How do I use that? Well, I can go ahead and I can cut right down here, right down the side, and cut that off. And now I have a negative shape that I can use in my project. So I'm just going to leave that like that. So I'm going to cut a few more of these out, like so. I don't need tons because I'm actually doing my paper really small compared to what you're doing. So here's some more sauerkraut. And then I'm going to do some negative space again. Now here's another option to do the negative space. I can also come in and go right around, follow the lines that I already cut, so that it won't be so blocky. So, ta-da! So here are the two different negative spaces that I have. So whichever one works, or both of them. So there's my cabbage, my sauerkraut. Again, this is German food, if I didn't say. I can't remember. I'm going to cut out my sausage. Now, when I do this, I'm going to fold this in half so that I can get more than one sausage out of here. So if I do this, when I come in here to cut this, by folding the paper in half, leaving it folded, of course, I'm going to now get 2 sausages instead of 1. So maybe I'll do another one. So now I have 4. I don't know that I need 4 sausages in my picture, but you never know what I might need. So there's my sausage. Right? The next thing I need is some cherries, and this will be the first one that I draw. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut this piece off because it's been cut into and I don't want to accidentally use it. And I'm going to fold this into quarters. See if I can't get 4 out at the same time. Now the other ones were shapes that were simple enough that I didn't have to draw, but this one I'm going to draw. And a cherry is nothing more than a circle. It's the stem. I don't want to overcut and not be able to get the stem on there. So here's the stem. There we are with the cherry. And I keep it folded, and I'm going to cut all the way around. Being real careful around the stem, because that's going to be the trickiest part, the thinnest part where it might rip. All right, all the way around. So now I have these cherries that I can use. Okay. And over here, if I do want to use the negative spaces that are here, I would just need to cut along the lines that I have, the fold lines. If you're planning on using negative space, your negative shapes, you want to make sure you only have one place that you've cut through. Once you glue it down, no one's going to know you cut through there, so that's fine. Now I'm going to leave the little pieces that I'm going to punch out of my darkest brown with the hole punchers until later.